Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to the next lecture of C Sharp tutorial. So let's start. In the previous class, we discussed about um, taking input from the user and concatenation. So I'm just erasing this. Okay, and let's start our today's lecture. Today's lecture is about uh, the operators. Okay, so what are operators? Operators are used to perform operation on variables or values. So now we will apply one by one, explain one by one the operators. There are different types of operators. So uh, there are the first operators are just for operations. Okay, the plus, minus, subtraction, division. So these are the operators for arithmetic operators. Okay, the first type of operators are arithmetic operators. So let's take an example of it. Okay, so the first one is arithmetic operators. I will be write here in a comment. Arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators are just adding, subtracting, dividing, or multiplying two numbers or two values. So let's uh, take one integer type variable, that is a, for example, and that is equal to 12, and then another one int b is equal to 10, and then we want to add them. So how we can add them? So we will declare one more integer type variable, that is a result. You can name it addition, add. Okay, addition. And now I will store the result of these two inside this addition variable. So addition is equal to a plus b. Now I'm adding these two variables a and b. Inside a there is a value 12 and the value of b is 10. So I'm actually adding 10 plus 12, and I will store the result of these two inside addition. And now I can print the result of these two variable. Console dot write line, and I will be just print addition. Okay, now let's run our program. So you can see 12 plus 10 is equal to 22. So this is the result of um, addition. Now for subtraction, let's write here one more variable, int subtraction, one more for multiplication, one more for division. Okay, and now we will be used one by one. Okay, so this is addition, the first one. The second will be subtraction. Okay, and how we can subtract them? So I will be use the variable subtraction. Subtraction is equal to a minus b. Just change the sign, and after this I will be print the result. Okay, let's copy this line and paste it right here, and just change the name of the printed variable. So I'm in this case subtraction. Now let's run it. You can see in the output 2 is the answer. So let's 12 minus 10 is equal to 2. The answer is 2. So that's why the result is 2. And we already know about the concatenation. So I will be right here addition of A and B is equal to right here plus. Okay, and right here as well. Subtraction. Subtraction of here. Okay, and now let's run it and see the output. Addition of A and B is 22, and subtraction of A and B is 2. Okay, now in place of A and B, just write, like, just for your understanding, 10. I will be right here, right here as well, 12 and 10. Okay, now uh, let's do multiplication. Multiplication. So for multiplication, I will be use the variable multiplication is equal to A, and for multiplication, the sign will be used asterisk. Okay, you can say star as well, asterisk B, and I will be print the same line, control C, control V, mean copy and paste, and right, I will be change it, multiplication of 12 and 10 is equal to multiplication. So 12 times 10 is equal to 120. So you can see in the output 120. Let's do division as well. So division. So division is equal to A divided by forward slash will be used for division. B is equal to division. Now in this case, both the variables are integer and the resulting variable division is also integer. You can see this variable is also integer. So result of this 12 divided by 10. So it will generate a point, mean a decimal number. So this will ignore the decimal point. We already discussed it. Okay, it will ignore the decimal point. Mean, let's run it in. Okay, sorry. Again, run. Sorry, print the result of it. We didn't print the result. So Control C and Control V, and right here division of 12 and 10 is division. So let's see the output. You can see 1. Why? Because the answer is 1 point something, but integer are only accept a whole numbers, so it will ignore the fraction, so the decimal part. Okay, if you want to show, if you want to print that decimal part as well, then we will make the result, make this variable, the division, float or double. We know that float and double are variable are accepting values in a decimal point. So now this division will store the actual result of this variable. So let's run it. Let's run it. Okay, float. So we will be used right here. Okay, it will accept, mean, let's make it double. still the result is 1 because okay, let's change the values. Let's change the values. For example, this is 12 and this one is 6. Now run it. For now the result is 2. Okay, because the result of this is in a decimal point, in, we will convert this with the help of convert dot to double convert dot to string, convert dot to int 32, convert dot to int 64. Then we can find the actual value of it. But for now, for the sake of simplicity, we use simple numbers, mean a complete numbers 12 as divisible by 6. So then we will use these numbers. Okay, and later on this course we will be making proper calculator using if else condition and using switch condition. Then you will be learn and you will be familiar with that concept as well. Okay, so for now this will be enough for operators. Okay, so these are arithmetic operators. Clear? So that's it for today. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So now we will start the operators, assignment operators. We complete in the previous lecture, we discussed the arithmetic operators. Now we will start the assignment operators. So let's see. Okay, in the previous lecture, we divide mean in the division, there are some confusion. We will be use, for example, I want to print the remainder. So I will be use a remainder. Okay, so I'm just using um, uh, I'm declaring one more variable remainder, name it remainder rem. I'm just name it rem, and is equal to a n. For remainder I will be use a mod sign. Okay, a percentage sign. A mod b is equal to rem. Now okay, but we want to change it again and use 10, the original value. Now a mod 10, the remainder will be uh, stored inside rem. So now let's print the remainder rem. Okay, and then followed by semicolon, and just let's run it. Okay, you can see the remainder is 2, mean the actual result is 1 and the remainder is 2. That's why in the previous lecture we just divide it and the actual result is 1 and the remainder is 2. So we want, if you want to print the remainder, so we will be use this sign, the percentage sign. Okay, so a mod b is equal to the result, the actual result, that is 2. Okay, now let's move next and uh, discuss the assignment operators. So I'm just commenting the previous code till here, and you know how to comment. Okay, so let's see assignment operator. So what is assignment operator? Assignment operator are used to assign values to variables. Okay, so let's see the example. Now first of all, for example, I'm declaring one variable that is num, let's suppose, and I'm assigning some values. I'm assigning, for example, num is equal to 10. Okay, it means in the first line I just declare num variable, and in the second line I I initialize variable, this num variable, and I assign values to this num variable 10. Okay, this 10 will be assigned to this variable num. So this is assignment operator. Okay, equal. Now one more, for example, let's suppose, okay, first of all, I'm just printing the result of this. So console dot write line and num followed by semicolon. So it will just only print the result, that is 10. So let's run it. Okay, the result is 10. Now, for example, uh, right here after I'm using num plus equal to 5, and now I'm printing the result. Now I am printing the num. Control C and Control V. Now let's check the difference. Okay, so this means num and plus equal to 5. So it will add 5 to the result, to the variable num. What is inside num? 10. So 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. Let's change it. 4. Okay, so it will add 4 to the value num, that is 10. So 4 plus 10 is equal to 15. Similarly, you can, okay, let's copy these two lines and print multiple times. Okay, for checking. Okay, let's change it. You can also use minus 4. So it will mean subtract 4 from the original value 10. And you can use multiplication, multiply 4. You can divide 4. Okay, so now let's run it. So mean the original value is 10. When we add, they mean plus 4, so it will the result will be 14. When we minus 4, so the result will be now the actual result. Let's comment the all the previous things. Okay, okay, let's comment these two lines. Okay, let's comment these two lines. You will see the difference. Okay. Now, what is the original value? 10. So from 10, the result will be from 10 minus 4, the result will be 6. Okay. In this case, there is some confusion because after adding 4, the result is 14, and from 14 it will subtract 4. That's why the result is 10. Okay. So that's why I comment the previous code. Okay. So now the original value is 10, and 10 minus 4 is equal to, I comment the previous code. Comment mean this will not the part of our code right now. Okay. So 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Now I'm comment this these two lines. So now I multiply 4 with the value, original value, that is 10. So 10 multiplied by 4 is equal to, let's see the example, the result 40. Okay, now again comment these two, and let's check this. Divide 10 by 4. Okay, so let's divide 10 by 5. Let's divide 10 by 5, mean the result will be 2. So let's run it. The result is 2. You can see. Okay, so these are assignment operators, and there are multiple operators, the assignment operator as well. That is not equal to, not equal to no, that is relational operator and comparison operators. Okay, so these are the assignment operators. Now let's discuss the let's discuss the comparison operators. Okay, now comparison operators are those operators used to compare two values. Compare two values or two variables. So let's check it. For example, we have two variables. Let's comment this code. Let's comment it now. And right here. For example, I have two values, int a is equal to 45 and int b is equal to 23. Now, if I compare these two values, for example, I'm writing console dot write line and I'm using right here a double equal to b. A double equal to mean this is comparison operator. Mean we are comparing a with b. Single equal is used to assign the value b to a, and double equal is used to compare these two values. Okay, so keep in mind double equal is always used to compare these two values, these two operands. Okay, b and a. Now in this case a is equal to b, mean we are comparing these two values. So 45 is equal to b, 45 is equal to 23. No, so 45 is not equal to 23. So mean it will return a boolean type value. This will return a boolean type value. Sorry, if the result of this statement is mean true, if this is true, 45 is equal to 23, so this will return true. If this is mean wrong, 45 is not equal to 23 in this case, so it will return false. Okay, let's check it. You can see in the output boolean value that is false. So we already discussed it. Boolean variable is always return a boolean type value that is only false or true. Okay, sorry. So in this case both are not equal, so that's why the result is false. Let's check it, both are equal. Okay, 45 is equal to 45. Now in this case it will return true. Apart from true and false, it will mean didn't return anything. Okay, now one more, console dot write line and a is not equal to b. So no, this is the operator of not equal to, not exclamation mark and equal, not equal to b. Now in this case 45 is not equal to 45, mean false. 45 is equal to 45. Okay, so in this case the second statement will be return false. Oh, sorry, we forgot this semicolon, so let's again run it. Okay, so in the first case mean this will return true, and the second case we will return false because a is equal to b, and in this case we mean we are checking a is not equal to b. Okay, let's comment these lines. Okay, let's copy it and comment this one again and print. Okay, now if we change it, uh okay, if we change it to 4, and let's suppose we are using the same line. Okay, the same line that is not equal to. Now in this case it will print true because a is not equal to b. Okay, so let's run it, so it will return true. Now let's change this sign. Let's change this sign to less than. Now a is less than b, mean 45 is less than 4. Not in this case because 45 is greater than 4, so it will return false. Let's run it, it will return false. Now let's comment this and again run it, and let's change this sign to greater. Now 45 is greater than 4, yes, so it will return true. Okay, you can see in the output true. Let's comment it in one more. Again paste it in. Let's change this sign to less or equal to. This is the sign of less or equal to. This is the operator of less or equal to. So if 45 is less than 4, so this condition will be true. And if 45 is equal to 45, and so this condition will always true. Okay, in both cases, if 45 is less than or equal than, sorry, so in both cases, the condition will be true. In this case, 45 is not less than and also not equal than 4. Okay, so let's run it. So it will return false. You can see in the output. Now, let's make it less or equal. Okay, now in this case, okay, let's first make it 3. So 3 is less than 4. So in this case, it will return true. Now let's make it 4. Mean 4 is equal to 4. So in this case, it is always mean also print true. Okay. So now well, let's comment again and use one more and let's change the sign greater or equal to. Greater or equal to mean if this sign, this one is greater, okay, make it greater, for example 6. So 6 is greater than 4, so the condition will be true and it will return true. Now um, for example, this is mean equal, 6 is equal to 4, mean 4 is equal to 4. Okay, we will make it 4. So now in this case it is also true, it will return true. Okay, if we make it 3, for example less than, so it will return false. Okay, so these are comparison operators. So that's it for comparison operators. Okay, let's move next towards the logical operators. Okay, so these are the arithmetic operators, and these are comparison operators. So let's comment it and start logical operator. So logical operators are logical in, logical or, in, logical not. So for example, we have three integer type values. A is equal to 23, and B is equal to 56, um, and C is equal to 9 or 8. Now we will use AND operators. Console.write. Now in this condition we will use a is greater than B, and this is the operator of AND. Okay, logical AND. So A is greater than B and A is greater than C. In this case, let's check it. What is the value of A? That is 23. So 23 is greater than 56. No, the condition is false. So in this case, let me explain it. Okay, for AND must be mean this condition. Let me box. Where's the box? Yeah, the condition of this box and a sorry, the condition of this box and this box, There are two conditions. Okay, mean A is greater than B and A is greater than C. So in case of and, okay, this you can see this is and operator. So in case of and, both of these condition must be true. Both of these condition must be true. Then the overall result will be true. Both of the condition must be true. If one of them is false, so the overall result will be false. So this is the concept of and. So in this case, 23 is greater than 56, mean this condition is false. The overall condition is false. Okay, both of the condition must be true. So let's check it. Let's make run it. So you can see the result is false. Let's make it greater. Okay, so for example, this is 4. Now 23 is greater than 4 and 23 is greater than 8, mean both condition are true. Okay, so the result will become true. Now you can see the result is true. Now let's check the OR operator. So let's start the logical OR. Logical OR is work just like this. For example, we have these three variables, and now, for example, console. Right here, console dot write line, and inside it, I'm writing um, A is greater than B, or the vertical bars, two vertical lines are the operator of or, and then A is less than C. So now let's explain the working of R. So this one, the first condition, A is greater than B, and the second one, A is less than C. Both the conditions will be checked. If one of them will be true, if one of them become true, so the overall result will become true. If one of them become true, if both of them become false, in that case the whole result will become false. In this case, let's check the result, the function A is greater than B. So 23 is greater than 4. The condition is true. The first condition is true. So don't need to check the second one, because one of them become true. When the one of them become true, so the overall result will become true. So in this case, the first one is true, so don't need to check the second one. Now, for example, let's change the this one, the digit. For example, 45. Now um, in this case 23 is greater than 45. No, this is false, the first condition. Now let's check the second one. So 23 is less than C, so both of the condition is false. Both of the condition is false. So in this case, when we run our program, so the overall result will become false. Let's check it. The overall result is false. Now let's check it in, for example, this is 81. Now 23 is less than, the first condition is true, so still wrong, still false, because 23 is not greater than 45. But in the second case, 23 is less than 81. This case is true. So now let's run it. The condition, the output will be true. You can see the output is true. Okay, so this is the concept of logical R. Now let's check the next one, logical not. What does this work? Logical not. So logical not is working opposite of the result. Mean, for example, the result of uh, this statement is true. You can see the result of this statement is true, the output. So when the result is true and when we applied not condition, so this will become false, mean opposite of this. And the first one, the result of this statement is false. When we apply not, so this will become true. Okay, so let's check it. And so surround it by the round brackets, this one and this one, and right in front of here, this is the sign, this is the operator of not. Okay, let's separate it a little bit for readability. Okay, so this is the sign of the operator of not. So the result of this, you can see false. When we apply not, so the result will become opposite, mean true. This is false, so this will become true. And the result of the second is true. The result of the second is true, so this will become false. So let's try it, this one. Let's run it and check it. The first one is true, false, and the second one is true. Now let's check it after applying not. So you can see the first one is become true, and the second has become false. So this is the logical operators. Okay, so that's it for today. Uh, it's all about operators. Okay, and see you soon in the next lecture of this C# tutorial.